Hey mama, I'm Trish, and I need to tell you something that might tick off some people in the birth world. Birth doesn't have to be terrifying. It just needs to stop being a stinking mystery. After 16 years as a labor and delivery nurse, catching over 1,000 babies and birthing 6 of my own, I got fed up watching scared, unprepared moms walk into delivery rooms. So I created the birth education I wish every mama had. Real talk from someone who's been on both sides of that delivery room door. Right now, I'm giving you everything: my 3 signature birth courses, monthly support calls, my brand new birth pod class, and 30 days free in our Mama membership. Plus, I'm shipping you my labor birth comb absolutely free. This little tool is a game changer for natural pain relief during contractions. That's over $4,300 worth of birth education, plus a physical tool delivered to your door. Your body was made for this, mama, but you need to know your options. Get the Calm Birth Bundle at labornursemama.com/calm, C-A-L-M, because confident mamas have better births. You get a 14-day money-back guarantee, lifetime access, and it's available right now inside our app. Stop letting birth be a mystery. Get educated, get empowered, get the bundle, and get your birth comb free. My name is Trish Ware, and I am obsessed with all things pregnancy and birth, and helping you to navigate both the practical and the magical seasons of this journey called motherhood. I'm an all-day coffee-sipping mama of 7. I've had the amazing privilege of delivering many babies in my 15-plus year career as a labor and delivery nurse and as a mama of 7. I'm here to help you take the guesswork out of childbirth so you can make the choices that are right for you and your baby. Quick note, this podcast is for educational purposes only and does not replace your medical advice. Check out our full disclaimer at the bottom of the show notes. There's one invisible thing that I see in almost every stalled labor. And we're not talking about the baby, because that can also stall your labor. It's not your cervix. It's fear. Fear floods your body with adrenaline, and adrenaline can literally shut down the special hormone that gets your uterus doing its job. So I'm going to teach you the 3 fear triggers that slow labor, the exact 60-second routine I use with my patients and my students to calm their bodies, and the one phrase you can say to your partner or provider that changes everything. Even if you're a totally worrywart freak out person, even if your care team has already floated an induction or Pitocin, don't worry, you have options. I am Trish Ware, labor nurse mama. I was a high-risk labor nurse for 16 years and a mom of 7. I have watched fear turn very clear-cut, straightforward births into a long, painful cascade. And I've watched the exact same mama flip it and have a calm, fast birth. When I've come into the unit and I get report on a patient and they're like, this isn't happening, that isn't happening, and we're going to have to go back, and we probably need to do a C-section, she won't take Pitocin, her labor is stalled, I always check on this first. So stay with me. Your body runs labor on hormones. The main player in this hormone concoction is oxytocin, the love hormone. Oxytocin makes your uterus tighten up, squeeze those great contractions, which push the baby down, which then opens the cervix. And it gives you that surge of power when it's time to push. So I know a lot of you guys are like, how am I going to have energy to push? It's oxytocin. When your brain thinks you're in danger, it dumps adrenaline and other stress hormones into your bloodstream, and adrenaline is like the arch enemy of oxytocin and tells your body, girl, we are in fight or flight. Shut down anything that's non-essential. Shut down the non-essential systems. And that includes, guess what? Oxytocin, which helps your labor efficiently. So fear can physically slow down or stop your labor. And that is not woo-woo. This is physiology. I promised 3 fear triggers and a bedside script you can actually use. The third trigger is the one most providers miss, and it's the one that when we fix it, flips labor back into a fast progress. And I'll show you the exact words to say because I know y'all are always worried about being that patient and getting steamrolled in the moment. So don't skip ahead because that line matters and we need to get there. So trigger number 1 is the fear of pain. And this begins right when you get pregnant, and it begins with the story that you're telling yourself before labor starts. And a lot of you guys are catastrophizing, and that looks like this is going to be horrible. This is going to be unbearable. Did you see Rachel in Friends? She was pulling her hair out and yelling at everyone. I'll rip, I'll fail. What if I can't push? And your brain primes your nervous system with that script. And when those first contractions hit, your body follows what you've been rehearsing. I once had a mama who watched an hour birth vlog the night before coming in, and she was freaked out, y'all. She knew she was being induced in the morning. She was actually really good, like a great induction. She had a high Bishop score. But when she came in, because she watched that horror birth vlog, her body went into protective mode and her contractions were patchy at best. And she was asking for meds early and we began to slow down. I remember I went into her room and I sat down next to her and I held her hand and we began to work on reframing. We walked through why that vlog had nothing to do with her birth and how beautifully prepared her body was and how amazingly strong she was. We practiced a short breathing routine. And let me tell you, just by flipping her mindset within hours, she was in active labor and in control. And she never even got in a epidural. That is the proof that changing the story matters. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to do this now. So stop what you're doing, whether you're watching the video or you're listening to the podcast. I want you to practice a 60-second reframe breath. So what you're going to do is you're going to take an inhale for 4, hold it for 1, and exhale slowly for 6. Now, you may have to practice to get here, but this right here, y'all, I really hope you join my birth classes. I hope you come to Fearless Birth Experience. I hope you get into the inside of my community because I love mindset. It is 90% of your birth. But this right here is one of my secret sauces that I'm giving away to you for free. So I call this my down and out breathe, right? Because not only can we bring baby down and out, but we can bring the fear down and out. We can bring the anxiety down and out. We can bring the truth down and through you and out with your breath. Okay, so you inhale for 4, you hold for 1, and you exhale for 6. So the point is, bring it in shorter, hold it for 1, bring it out longer, while thinking or even trying to say out loud this one tiny truth. And this can change everything about your birth. My body knows how to birth this baby. Not the doctor, not Trish, your labor nurse, not your random labor nurse, but your body. So I want you to do this 3 times a day, starting now. And it helps retrain your nervous system off of that catastrophic script that you tell yourself, and your body begins to prime for confidence instead of preparing for fear mode. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, trigger number 2 is your environment, specifically the tension you pick up from the people in your room. And this is why it is so freaking important to make sure that the people who are allowed into your birth room. Now, y'all, I'm saying this with so much emotion right now because my baby girl is pregnant and she has said that mama could be there, but she could always change her mind. I hope she doesn't, but she has that right. And it's not on her to deal with my emotions. It's on her to make sure that the room is what she needs. Humans share emotions through mirror neurons. And it's so fascinating. Y'all all know that I am laying in bed every night reading fairy smut, and Steve is over there reading like psychology and mindset and, what are some of the other things? Some crazy stuff, y'all. But what he has really got me into is the science behind your mindset. So humans share emotions through mirror neurons. If the person in the room is tense, the room gets tense. If your provider acts rushed, your body thinks something is wrong and dumps adrenaline. I've seen mamas like in these calm rooms and others in these frantic rooms where everything tightens and stalls. One time during a labor I was on, and we had nurses rushing and whispering and moving equipment, and my patient began to like stall at 6 centimeters for hours. And I finally was like, enough. No one else is coming in the room unless I approve. Like, I came out, big boss Trish, right? I dimmed her lights, I closed her door, and I told the team, step the stink back. I had her get on her hands and knees. It was so sweet because she had some affirmations. She hadn't put them up. So we put them up. We had the lights dim. We had music playing. It was so amazing. Like, this is one of my favorite music. It was the president of France. His wife is a musician, and she was playing her music. I'll never forget this. So she's on her hands and knees. And within 30 minutes, we got that baby to like at 8 or 9, and was descending, and she was calm, and she was singing, and we were laughing. I call those laughing births. I love them because that releases more oxytocin. And the secret weapon here that you have to know about is the people in your room. So your partner, for one, your partner has to be your guard dog. So for partners, I want you, if they're not listening right now, pause this or get them or send them this link, right? And I want your partner to use this script. So you're starting to panic a little, you're starting to freak out. Number one, your partner can say, hey, to your nurse, hey, to your doctor, we need this room to be calm. I need everyone that's not essential to step out. And then he or she can look in your eyes and say, babe, I'm here. Let's take some slow breaths with me and coach you on doing the down and out. Inhale 4, hold for 1, exhale 6, and repeat with me. Your body is powerful. We are doing this. And as you do the script, put a hand on her sacrum or her hip and mirror her breath with her. Get right in her face. This is when you are like, coach, right? You think of that sports coach, like you don't have to be mean or rude. But if you're supporting from the outside, step back and be quiet. Support is not like constantly giving input. It's creating a safety in the environment. And simple shifts can change the room chemistry and cut out the adrenaline. You are her guard dog. Okay, the third trigger is the one that changes everything. And I know y'all are all afraid of losing control. This is why this is one of my classes during Fearless Birth Experience, my free 5-day challenge. Because when a mama feels like her birth is being managed instead of her leading it, her fear will spike. That's, routine cervical checks, nurses in and out, the tech coming in and out, people coming in, suddenly talking about inductions or pressure to change positions because someone else needs you. Like I tell my students all the time, nothing out of convenience or curiosity unless it's for you. So what that means is if it's convenient for you to be in a certain position because it's easier for them, no, sorry. Not going to happen because these things make you feel small and out of control. And your body interprets that as danger. And just like a mama bear who is in labor in the wild, if she senses danger, her body slows down and stops her labor. Well, here's the thing, y'all. We don't know the difference between like danger, someone's going to kill me, and danger, someone's being a jerk to me and bullying me. So your body interprets it as danger. And I've seen perfectly progressing labor stall when a provider starts coming in and being like, you've been giving it a good shot. And I think it's time that we need to like speed this up or we need to talk about C-sections and comments that make you feel out of your control. And it's not that the tool is wrong. It's the way it's introduced. That's the nuance nobody tells you. When a provider proposes like speeding things up, try this exact line. I want you to put your hand up and say, can we pause for a minute? I want to understand why and what waiting looks like. A pause is powerful in all areas of life, girl, but for sure labor. It buys you time to get the information to breathe, to check your feelings, and to make an informed choice. Remember, you can refuse anything, but should you? So I always want you to ask for a pause so that you can get your bearings. Like you're in labor and your only job during labor is to labor. So you don't want to like start freaking out because they're pressuring you or you feel pressured. And sometimes maybe it is an emergent situation. So this is why inside the classes, I teach you how to read the room. But the thing that I want you to do is I want you to ask for a pause. And that helps you take a minute. You can even ask everyone to step out and spend some time with your partner. Now, let me give you the practical tool that ties all of this together, the 60-second calm sequence. This is nurse tested, labor nurse mama tested, and partner friendly. I want you to do it with me now so you can practice it before labor starts and you're in the thick of contractions. So first, set the space. I want you to dim the lights. I want you to put on your soft labor playlist or noise suppression or whatever. Remove everyone from the room. So this is not when your toddler's running around or your mother-in-law's in the room yapping, right? I want it to be dim and quiet, like set the scene and say aloud, we are making this a calm zone. This is 5 seconds, but it signals safety to your brain. And we're going to practice it before labor starts. Second, you're going to anchor a touch. That is your partner placing one hand on your sacrum, one hand over your heart, one hand on your belly, somewhere that steady, gentle pressure tells your nervous system you're safe. And do this for about 10 seconds. Third, the down and out, the reframe breath. Inhale 4, hold for 1, exhale for 6. So that looks like this, okay? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to take it in like this. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1. Now breathe it out. And you're going to do it for 6, just like this. So you exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you're listening to podcasts like I do, or you're watching this on 2X, this is when you're going to put it back to normal speed. Okay. And I want you to repeat that 3 times. And I want you to say out loud in between each down and out breath, my body knows how to birth this baby. On each exhale, as soon as you exhale, my body knows how to birth this baby. And I want you to do it with emotion and emphasis. And I want you to breathe together. This lowers your heart rate and shifts your nervous system out of fight or flight. In fact, you can do the down and out anytime you're anxious or worried. This is perfect. Now, fourth, the ground phrase. I want you to say out loud, again, my body knows how to birth this baby. I am powerful. That's your ground phrase. I am powerful. And your partner needs to come back with conviction, say, yes, you are. And hearing it from someone you trust doubles its effect. The next is a position shift. I want you to do slow sway, swaying your hips, hands and knees, or a supported squat for 1 minute. The movement resets your fear. It helps. Hey mama, just popping in here again to remind you that you're just getting a taste of my teaching style on this podcast, but imagine having the complete system at your fingertips when you're spiraling at 2 a.m. Go from feeling anxious and fearful to completely confident. Go to labornursemama.com/CALM, calm. The cart closes soon, so don't wait. Use the code BirthQueen for $100 off. Helps move on the contractions and it helps the baby find a better position. So you're going to do this whole sequence whenever you feel anxiety rising or panic, or you can even do it throughout your labor. The breathing lowers the heart rate, the touch signals safety, and the phrase rewires that catastrophic feelings or thoughts. And the movement helps the baby and labor mechanics. So if you want a 1-page cheat sheet of this routine and the scripts below, I want you to go to labornursemama.com/labor routine. Okay. Labor routine. And we'll put the link in the show notes. Seriously, have your partner practice this now. And I will give you some exact scripts to use in real time if you jump inside of our community by joining our birth classes. When your partner needs to calm the room, they should say, hey team, slow down for a minute. We're going to do our 60-second calm reset and we'll check in with you after. When your providers suggest induction or augmentation early, say, can we pause? So I can understand why and what waiting looks like. That's your phrase, so write that down. When a nurse wants frequent cervical checks, I want you to be like, is this necessary? Do we really need this? And hopefully you've already told them you don't want routine cervical checks. Say these lines with firm calm. You don't have to get emotional. You get to choose and you're not being difficult. You're being informed. And I want you to be very, very clear about this This is not anti-medical. Y'all know I'm crunchy with the side of medical. Emergency adrenaline responses save lives. But if if your baby is showing distress, yes, this is a clear medical indication that we need to do something now. But if not, if there's time to wait, I want you to wait. So these tools are for reducing unnecessary adrenaline, cascades of interventions that are, seemingly unavoidable, but we can actually avoid them. And the more interventions, the more interventions. So it's a cascade. If something medically concerning comes up, this is where reading the room and asking questions is so important. These techniques are about giving you tools to advocate and calm your body when it's safe to do so. Now, some of you guys are thinking like, Trish, what if I have white coat syndrome? This won't magically fix that. Great and honest question. If you have diagnosed anxiety disorder, pair these tools with your mental health plan and your doctor's guidance. These are acute nervous system interventions, and they help in the moment and they reduce spikes, but they're not a substitute for like your medical care that you may have been receiving long-term or that you maybe need more. So these are a part of your birth toolkit. Here's a practical hospital tip that you may not have thought of that will help with your anxiety as well. We like to do continuous fetal monitoring, and that can make you feel trapped, and that can also increase adrenaline. So talk to your doctor ahead of time about intermittent monitoring or wireless if it's safe for you. And many providers will agree because it's very reasonable to allow you to move. So that is one thing. Changing the monitoring plan can reduce that feeling of feeling, trapped in the bed. Let me tell you about one of my students, Jenna, who had a previous traumatic birth, and she was so afraid. She went in at 6 centimeters. She had her labor bat signal going, but she was stuck. So she's communicating with me and my doula in the labor bat signal, and her team wanted to start Pitocin. So we recommended that she pause, ask for intermittent monitoring. She performed her calm sequence. She got repositioned, and she brought the adrenaline down and the oxytocin up. And an hour later, she was 8 centimeters, total active labor, in transition. She ended up pushing effectively, and she had a very calm birth. And she said afterwards, I felt like a bad ASS and the queen of my birth. And that's what I want for you, from fearful to empowered decision maker. And if your partner is worried, give them the script, let them practice that. This is why if you join our Calm Labor Birth Bundle, you get all of my classes, including my birth coach class, for free. And it's about to go on sale. It's on sale October 1st to the 8th, where you can save $100, use the code BirthQueen. And if you're listening to this later, you can always send us a message and ask if it's the sale. We do the sale every 8 to 10 weeks, something like that. So your partner can begin to practice lines, breathing with you, doing some touch methods that will calm you, like grounding touch, and saying calm phrases aloud. And if they see the staff rushing, just be like, chill, we're pausing for a moment. And you can actually be a part of how your birth plays out. We want appropriate adrenaline responses when they're needed, but not a chronic fight or flight state where your labor slows down and stops. That is not what we want at all. So I want you to begin to practice your calm method, and remember, the most powerful line that you can say is, can we pause for a minute? I want to understand why and what waiting looks like. I want you to drill that in, use it. It centers you, it slows the room, and it shifts you back into that queen mode, the decision mode. Remember, you can refuse anything, but should you? And that's the question I teach, right? Pause, ask, and then choose. If you want the printable Calm cheat sheet, down below, click the link, and you can use it now. If you have white coat syndrome, you can use it with family or whenever you're feeling anxious, and it'll be in the show notes. You are the CEO, the queen, the boss of your birth. Nothing out of convenience or curiosity except your own. Use the breath, use the scripts, reclaim the room, practice the 60-second calm sequence with your partner, set the space, anchoring touch, reframing breath, grounding phrase, position shift. Repeat it until it becomes just have it. So when you're in labor, you can use it. If this helped you, do this one thing: hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video or podcast where I'm going to teach you the 5 positions that help baby rotate when moms stall at 6 centimeters. The physical counterpart to this calming work. This plays in with this episode. Share this with one mama who's terrified right now. Remind her she has choices and that fear is not her destiny for her birth. Remember, always talk with your provider and your care team about your specific situation. As always, thank you so much for being here. Again, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now. Hey there. If you're listening to this podcast because you have a business that serves moms and families, this is for you. I built Labor Nurse Mama selling a $297 epic birth course to moms using my content and messaging. But here's what I see happening. Birth workers, lactation consultants, parenting coaches, you're all using these generic business advice that just doesn't work for our mamas. Moms do not buy like business owners do. They need to feel seen. I see you, mama, if you're still listening. They need different messaging. They need you to speak their language. So if you're tired of posting without sales, if your mom followers just aren't converting, and if you're ready to finally crack the code on content that actually makes a mama want to work with you, then join my sold out offer challenge starting next week. 5 days, live training specifically for women who serve mamas and families. Go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO right now. Stop guessing what to post. Start speaking to your mamas. Go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO. That's SOO. They're waiting to buy from you. You just need to know what to say. Make sure you join VIP, and I'll see you soon.